So here we go. This is the Met Office. Let's hear what they've got to say.
Geoengineering is a method to counterbalance the effects of global warming owing to the increased concentrations of atmospheric greenhouse gases.
So first of all, he's making the erroneous conclusion that CO2 is the problem. And he, from the Met Office, Jim Harwood, I think his name was, Hayward, Jim Hayward, his name is, from the Met Office, and they're giving us, they're setting it up, they're setting up the problem, and they're telling us what we already know, the myth of man-made global warming. Okay, let's carry on. So it says here, what different types of geoengineering are there?
Geoengineering or climate engineering generally falls into two specific categories. The first of which is called carbon dioxide removal, which, as the name suggests, is basically capturing carbon from the atmosphere and storing it.
That's not a sensible policy, seeing as CO2 is the gas of life. We need that to grow plants, and animals need to eat the plants, and we obviously eat both. I'm not sure that is a very sensible policy. You're mucking about there with the atmosphere. This is not good.
The second method is what's known as solar radiation management. Now, solar radiation management differs from carbon dioxide removal in that what you're trying to do is reflect an additional amount of sunlight back out to space. So solar radiation management is basically trying to reflect sunlight back out to space, leading to a cooling to counterbalance the increases in greenhouse gases.
Well, it's very cold when the chemical trails are up there in the sky. We certainly notice the difference. I mean, we're in the end of May. We're fast approaching the summer, and we're only given a few days of sunshine in the UK. Wherever you are, it might be slightly different. The idea of reflecting the sun back out, the sunlight is the energy of life. CO2 and sunlight are two of the most important aspects that we want. If you start mucking about by taking the sun out of the equation, you are effectively destroying life. And this is so basic, you cannot believe how ignorant and how stupid these people must be. And these are people in positions of so-called knowledge and power, and just peddling the same old rubbish that everybody knows is rubbish, that they've been told and are paid to do.
There's been various different solar radiation management schemes that have been mooted as being possible, all of which are basically trying to reflect sunlight back out to space.
Why would you do that? Why? Why would you not use some common sense and go, this is barking, this planet has been around for millions of years. We don't, and a few people on it running around like ants have somehow caused this warming, really? And it's all our fault. So what we're going to do is interfere with the planet by reflecting away the sunlight and potentially kill us all off? You are mad.
One of the most popular is to inject some reflective material into the stratosphere. This mimics really the impact of volcanic eruptions.
So we want to imply that there are more volcanic eruptions. That's a good place to live, is it? By chucking out stuff into the atmosphere, which presumably will eventually fall down. And are we not breathing all of this?
Which have been shown on the observational record to cool climate. There's another method which is artificial brightening of low-lying stratocumulus clouds. If you inject some aerosol into these low-lying stratocumulus clouds, you can brighten them. And of course, when you get a brightening of the planet, you're reflecting more sunlight back out to space.
Yeah, and you're decimating life on the Earth. I mean, it's bonkers, isn't it? Isn't this not just absolutely bonkers?
These are the two most popular solar radiation management techniques that are in the press at the moment.
And what are the pros and cons, it says here, for geoengineering?
Carbon dioxide removal is often thought of as a relatively benign kind of geoengineering because you're simply reducing the amount of carbon dioxide
and people
in the atmosphere. It's not quite as simple as that because a lot of the land that would be used for general agricultural practices like they are at the moment would have to be converted into land for specific growing of biomass burning So there's certainly some ecological implications
I should
that
think
are
there's a lot.
associated with CDR. Solar radiation management, the main conclusions that are coming out of the solar radiation management studies is that you cannot get a no temperature change Earth, no global mean net temperature change, without there being some regional side effects. So although you can hold the temperature of the Earth fixed at, say, present day conditions, you will get regional responses in both temperature. For instance, the poles will warm up more than the equator.
Yeah, so in other words, you're meddling around and you're likely to get side effects, and we know that side effects can be extreme, and you can't plan for them, and it's going to be terrible for some people. So why muck about with the atmosphere? Leave it alone. Stop injecting all this stuff into the atmosphere, which we know, of course. I mean, and he's putting a very general case about it, isn't he? He's telling us that it's benign and all of this, and putting it into as friendly words as is possible. But of course, he's not actually telling you that the other substances they're shoving in there with the aluminium and the barium, is it, and the various other. He's not telling you the nefarious things about decimating the farmland, and the dark forces, and they're trying to kill off the food, the great famine that will come because things won't grow, the poisoning of the atmosphere. The poison, all of it, and he probably doesn't know that. He probably only knows the tiny bit, the story, that is plausible, and maybe it makes sense. Well, no, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Stop meddling with our atmosphere. It's our planet. Nobody asked you. You didn't come to the people of the planet or to the people of the country and say, is it all right if we do this? We think there's a problem. Is it okay because you've got to breathe this in? You need to okay it. No, we need to say absolutely not. This is not happening. So the Met Office are telling you what's going on. They said they're spraying this aerosol stuff